Hello, friends. My little helper is here today with me. What do you want to say to everybody?
Hi.
He's missing all of you guys out there, so he wanted to join me for the video. All right, so today, or yesterday, we talked about the Last Supper and Jesus eating with his disciples and Jesus washing their feet. And today we're going to talk about the next story of what happened after that. So we're going to read from our children's Bible, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more in depth. All right. So Judas went to the leaders. He asked, "How much will you pay me if I help you capture Jesus?" Remember, because in the story, Judas left early from the Last Supper, and Jesus talked about him leaving. So the people said, 30 pieces of silver. So Judas took the money and he made a plan. Jesus had gone to his favorite garden to pray. The disciples had gone along with him. Jesus prayed, "Father, if it is your will, I am ready to give my life so that all the people who trust in me will be saved from their sins." Soon Judas arrived with some soldiers. Peter wanted to protect Jesus, but Jesus said, "No, I must allow this to happen." All the disciples ran away, and the soldiers arrested Jesus. They took Jesus to the leaders. The leaders said, "You say you are the Son of God, but we do not believe you." Okay, so let's take a little bit more of an in-depth look about this story with some different details, okay? So the disciples had left the upper room, which is where they had the Last Supper, and they had gone to the Mount of Olives. Jesus told them that tonight all of his disciples would desert him. But Peter said that Peter told Jesus that even if everyone left him, he would not. Jesus said to him, "The truth is that tonight, before the rooster crows at dawn, you will deny me 3 times," which means you're going to say, "No, you don't know me," 3 times. So Jesus is telling him that. Peter responded by saying that he would die first, and so did the other disciples. Jesus then brought them to the garden grove of Gethsemane. He told the disciples to sit down and pray. He took Peter, James, and John further into the garden. Jesus told the 3 that his soul was crushed and he was overwhelmed with sadness. He told the 3 to stay awake with him. He went forward a little and fell on his face to the ground. He asked God the Father to remove the cup from him. God knew that he was going to endure great suffering on the cross. He asked God to make another way. He then returned to the 3, Peter, James, and John. They had fallen asleep. Jesus had asked them to stay awake and to pray with them, but they had all fallen asleep. Jesus returned to pray to the Father. He came back and found the 3 sleeping again. So he returned a 3rd time to pray to the Father. Not yet. Jesus prayed for the will of the Father, not his own. Jesus returned to the disciples. He told them to wake up, that he was about to be betrayed into the hands of the soldiers. The soldiers came to Jesus, and Jesus pointed out Jesus. Jesus was arrested. Okay, show them that one. So there's Jesus getting arrested. At this point, all the disciples ran and deserted Jesus, which is what he told them, that all of them were going to leave. A mob of people led him to the home of the high priest, where all the Jewish leaders had gathered. Peter was following in the back, and he came into the courthouse of the house and sat down with the soldiers. The high priest asked Jesus if he was the Son of God, and Jesus said, "Yes, I am." The high priest shouted, "No, we need other witnesses." As Peter was sitting in the court, a girl approached him. "You were with Jesus, for both of you are from Galilee." Peter denied it loudly, so he said, "No, I don't know Jesus." So that's one. Later on at the gate, another girl noticed him and said, "This man was with Jesus from Nazareth." Peter again denied it loudly with an oath. "I don't know this man." So that's 2 times that Peter has said that. After a while, the men who had been standing there came over to Peter and said, "You know you are one of the disciples, for we can tell you by your Galilean accent." Peter began to say, "I don't know this man." And immediately the rooster crowed. So show him the picture. The rooster crowed. Peter remembered what Jesus had said, that before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times. Peter went away and he cried bitterly, which means he was so sad because of what had happened. All right, thank you, sir. Even though Peter denied Jesus at this time, he was faithful to Jesus in the end. Jesus forgave Peter for his denial. Peter would go on to preach the gospel to others and eventually would die for his faith in Jesus. Jesus is always willing to forgive us no matter what we do. By asking for forgiveness, we can get a fresh start on doing the right thing. God's grace is an amazing thing. He loves us so much and is always willing to forgive us for the wrong things we do. All right, Fenton, so tell me this. Does God love you no matter what?
Yes.
If you do something wrong, will God forgive you?
Yes.
Does it matter what it is that you do wrong?
Yes.
Will He always forgive you?
Yes.
And will He always love you no matter what?
Yes.
Did He love Peter in this story?
Yes.
Even though He knew Peter was going to deny Him? Did He still love him?
Yeah.
He did. I hope you remember that, guys, that no matter what, God loves you. All right, we will see you tomorrow.